a little bit more closely at the oscilloscope screen, I'll just remind you how to make measurements with these digital oscilloscopes. Firstly, press cursor. It turns the cursor on, and we want to go to manual cursor. We now want to start by measuring voltage, so it's already defaulted to voltage. We'll start by looking at channel 1. It's important you select channel 1 or channel 2 because that will tell the voltage measurement you read whether to read for the voltage scale for channel 1 or channel 2. Now in our case here, we've got them both set on 5 volts, so it's not too critical, but we will be formal here and we'll select channel 1 to measure channel 1. So I've selected channel 1, select cursor A. Now because we've selected default setup, 0 is across the centre of the screen. The traces are centred on 0, and so we'll simply lower cursor A down until it sits on top of voltage number 1, which is the yellow trace, and I can read the voltage of that off directly. Cursor A, 12.6 volts. Now let's look at channel 2. Selected channel 2, we're still on cursor A, and I'll simply move the cursor up to the peak voltage of channel 2, and I can read that off, and in this case it's 18 volts. And so you can very, very quickly measure the amplitude of channel 1 and channel 2. Now we want to do some time measurements, and the two time measurements you need to do to calculate the phase are the time of a total period and the time difference that they are out of phase. So let's go back to time measurement. So I'll now select time measurement, and it doesn't matter which channel we're on, and we'll select cursor A, turn off the menu, and let's put cursor A just where we want to measure a full period. So we'll measure, the best place to measure is where a voltage cuts through the 0 level. So we can get very close to this. Let's put cursor A on that point, and a full cycle of the voltage is over to this point. So we'll get the menu back, select cursor B, turn the menu off again, and then move cursor B to where that crosses the axis. And so you can measure the time from there to there and read that time off the oscilloscope, and you can measure the period of the signal. Now the next thing we want to measure is the phase difference time. So this time now, let's take cursor B all the way down to where we've got this gap. Now there, you see channel 1 is crossing the axis going downwards there. Channel 2 is crossing the axis going downward there a little bit later in time. By putting one cursor where that crosses the axis and one cursor where that crosses the axis, you can measure the time difference between them. And the phase difference as a fraction of a cycle is simply whatever that time is divided by the time of one period. That just gives phase difference as a fraction of a cycle. We're used to measuring phase difference actually in degrees. There are 360 degrees in a full cycle, and so basically whatever that delta t is there, that time there over a full period is just a fraction of a cycle. Multiply whatever that fraction is by 360 and you'll have the phase difference in degrees.